Welcome, everybody, to Night of the Nerdy Laser, episode 159. We're talking about Maxxxine from 2024. I'm your host, Richard, as always. I'm your host, fuck! Motherfucker.
You're taking it from the top?
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome, everybody, to Night of the Nerdy Laser podcast. This is episode 159, and we're talking about Maxxxine from 2024 by the Mr. Ty West, the comeback kid. I'm your host, as always, Richard. I'm a star, Yule.
Yeah. And I'm Jeff Lown, whatever that quote she says to herself. Say it right. Say it right. Or it won't come true. Jeff Lown.
Yeah, Maxxxine, the end of the trilogy, at least. I don't think they'll make another one, but I had this wish that at the end of the movie they would show a trailer for the movie they were making.
Oh yeah,
the first movie.
Yeah, well, because throughout the movie we get a trailer or scenes from the original movie that the director within the film makes.
I want him to make that.
Yeah.
Not that it'll be a good movie. I think it'd be cool to tie into this.
Yeah, they could honestly just keep going on and on and on with this, with Maxxine's relative, or her daughter next, or whatever they want, really. But I think the trilogy's done, like you said. So
yeah,
I'd be curious to see what he does next. So.
Oh yeah, me too. Somebody will probably offer him a boatload of money. So.
Absolutely.
He'll do something like Borderlands. Did I talk about that on this show? I think I did.
I think we did on one of the episodes.
It's terrible. Oof, it's bad. So we got show and tell. I'm gonna go first because I just got mine, and I have no idea what it is.
That's not how show and tell works. You bring something to show and tell.
So I like Kickstarters.
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of them, but I like to back them because I feel like I'm doing something good, but then I never get the product. So I'm like, well, got ripped off again.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen this time. A friend of mine that I've known for a long time is a writer. His name is Bobby Nash. He doesn't necessarily write horror, but he writes thriller, suspense, stuff like that, sci-fi. So he was doing... and I really have no idea what... I know their books. That's about as far as I got.
Okay.
So anyway, here we go. Let's see. All right. So he has different... let's see. So these are Tom Myers mysteries. So Tom Selleck does those Jesse Stone movies.
Yeah.
These are the same guy, but in different books. So we got In the Wind, Such a Night, and Standing on the Shadows.
Ooh.
So that'd be fun. I'm excited about those. But wait, there's more.
So you know this guy personally, or?
Yeah. I've known Bobby for... I probably met him in 2008. And he's a really nice guy. He lives in Atlanta, and he used to do a podcast that I listened to. And but he's a full-time writer, and he does extra work, or he used to. I don't think he does now in Atlanta, but I think he was in Justified or something in the background, or The Following. He had a pretty big shot, you could see him in the background of The Following. And then I've got all three, I think. Yep, all three combined into one.
Uh-huh.
So I can just read.
The guy on the cover looks like the dude who voices Joe and played Putty on Seinfeld.
Patrick Warburton.
Yeah.
Now, this is his first novel, and I read half of it, and I never finished it. But this is when I first met him, but he since released it on his own, and because he was published by this So this one's Evil Ways. So Tom Myers is in this one.
Okay.
And then so there used to be this scam, like early 2000s, that if you were a writer, this place would buy your book or whatever. But then it was a scam. And they held on to the rights of it. You couldn't have it, like all sorts of bull crap. So I think it took 10 years for him to get the rights back. And so now he does that. And then I already had a copy of this, but I got another one because I think the other one has something happen. This is Deadly Games. I think that's a different one. And then I just
did that all come in, or you just grab some to show off with the other stuff?
No, it's all part of the whatever reward system I picked.
You had to pick the top tier.
I mean, probably. I liked Bobby. He's still around. I just don't see him as much, but I like the guy. He's funny. So I got another one.
There you go.
And what's this? This is just funsy stuff, I guess. Some bookmarks. So Bobby draws too. And so he's an artist as well. So he drew that. Pumpkin Spice bookmark. So, that's a pretty cool bookmark.
Yeah, I like that. Some tape.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I got from Bobby. Oh, what's this? More stuff. Hold on. Oh, maybe not.
You're not sure?
It's fine. It's broken. It's just like this little promotional thing.
It's broken.
It's just, I'm trying to figure out what this is. If it's just if it's something he did, or if it's like an advertise. Oh no, I guess it's just a flyer of some kind. Golden Corral, man, I love Golden Corral.
And didn't I eat that when I came there?
Huh?
Didn't we go there when I?
Oh yeah, me, you, and Corey, and man.
You guys are like, what do you eat besides grass? I was like, pretty much grass. You're like, all right, I think they got that at the corral.
We're gonna go to the Golden Corral and just get some rocks out in the driveway. You ate some stuff there. Yeah,
I ate some food. So I'm not complaining. It's just funny that we went there of all places. So yeah.
So he did send this to. So he always draws on the boxes and stuff. So
yeah,
got a Ninja Turtle.
That's cool.
So that's cool. Yeah.
Why is it cut in half?
Well, it was on top of the box.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna be careful, and then I got lazy.
That happened.
All right, what's your show and tell?
All right, well, remember when I stopped buying stuff? I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just buying it, apparently. So, and especially these, but for some reason I had to have this. And there's another one that goes with this for the set. So I had to order it because I couldn't find it, which is funny because it was the first one I saw. I went back to get it and it was gone. Got this one instead. So I got Space Madness Ren from Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, gosh, I haven't seen that one.
Yep. And then there's obviously a Stimpy one. So
gotta have that.
Yeah, gotta have it.
My favorite Ren and Stimpy show is the episode was when they're in the haunted house.
I don't remember that one.
It's great.
I'll have to look it up.
They're in a haunted house and Ren's taking a shower and he gets out and he grabs the ghost like to get the towel, but he grabs the ghost instead and he's like,
I've seen that one. I've seen that. They did such crazy stuff on that show, and man, the guy that made it, he's got some issues, but
he's a terrible person, but
yeah. And it was weird, like, because I watched that documentary on it, but they sort of talked about it on the Orange Years or whatever it was called, the whole Nickelodeon documentary, which was really good. But yeah, I found out about that because there was a podcast called Big Orange Couch that was really good. And the guys that did it were these musicians, and they just talked about a lot of that. And they always reference this book. And I think the documentary is kind of based on that book and all that too. So I'd check that out if you guys were interested in any of that stuff. Well, no, not whatever. But then I got that Casey Jones Turtles of Grayskull. So I was looking for another one to go with it.
Oh,
and I showed you this one, and I
one.
ended up finding it at the store today.
I mean, I love the colors. That green just pops.
Yeah, it's amazing, the colors, and it looks so much better in person than it did like on the site, and even on the site, like it looks really cool. So those are my two that I got, and I blame you because I didn't want stuff anymore, and you were like, "You gotta buy stuff."
I'm going to show another show and tell since I got it in here. I'm not waiting. I found this in the SummerSlam thing. My favorite wrestler as of right now.
Dominic?
Yep, Dirty Dom.
I saw a clip. He was doing a podcast with somebody, and they were talking.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, and they were talking about that the custody match that.
Yeah,
he was in. Like, so was it Rey Mysterio was wrestling for his son's custody, or?
Yeah, it was Rey Mysterio and Eddie, and Eddie said that Dom was his kid because he had that shirt that says "I'm your poppy." That's why the "I'm your mommy" thing became a thing.
Yeah,
and yeah, the contract, the custody papers were in a ladder match.
Yeah, and he was saying that they were going to put him in a cage above the mat, and that's how they were going to get him. And I was like,
"What? That would have been amazing."
Come on, Vince, what are you doing?
Oh, cages with wrestling. That's a thing. They used to put Jim Cornette. I mean, Dom was 8 years old when that was going on.
Yeah. so bizarre to me. Like, looking back at some of the stuff that happened, like from the Raw is War era forward, is like, I can't believe a lot of it happened.
A young gave birth to a hand. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Why? It was an Addams Family crossover.
because of Vince. That's why.
Oh my gosh. Well.
Yeah. So I love Dom, and I like that figure a lot. So
I went back when I was looking for this Skeletor. I think they had a Roth there, or Michelangelo too. I can't remember, but I didn't want that one. And
they look so dumb with hair.
Yeah, they do. They really do. For some reason, this Skeletor is reminding me of Triple H. Now I don't want to look at it anymore, so I got to turn it over.
He had the terror when they did the Triple H, the Masters of the WWE Universe.
Yeah,
he did have that skull crown thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The terror claw things from Skeletor.
Of course he did. But yeah, when I went back, I was actually looking for this and the Hogan with the guitar, with the American flag guitar.
I saw like 6 of them.
I can't find them. I saw 3.
I was like, that thing's gonna be a peg warmer. Now I haven't seen it since.
Yeah, I can't find it, and I want
They're all gone. It's a cool figure. I don't need another Hogan, but it is a cool Hogan.
Yeah, I mean, I just like it for the guitar because it always, I don't know, that meme just hits just right when I see. It's not even a meme; it's just like a clip of him playing guitar. So, but yeah, I sent it to my friend the first time I saw it. The picture.
I have a custom-made Hasbro from Jason Wolf. It's pretty good.
I remember that. I remember
he's in a tuxedo, though. No, that's a different one. Hell, I can't remember.
Is he still doing all his art and all that music and all that stuff?
He does the Hasbro figures and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's so many companies are doing retro figures that kind of hurt. But
Yeah, I started following him after you had. I think he did some art for you, right? For something.
Yeah, he used to do a ton.
But yeah, I was following him for a while there, and I just kind of stopped. I kind of unfollowed everybody. So
he did my comic.
Yeah.
The first issue, the only issue. Yeah, so there you go. Dom is pretty lucky though. Like he's married and his wife is very attractive.
Yeah.
And then he then
He's
live
in a battle in between what's her face and the other one now,
Morgan and
right?
Rhea. I mean,
Yeah.
like, and he's kissing like all three of them. And like,
Good. Yeah. Lucky Dom.
I think in 10 years he's gonna be a star. I mean, he's only like 22.
He's pretty young.
I mean, he's young.
Is he still in that like group?
Judgment Day? Yeah. Well, now Rhea and Priest are out.
Oh, really?
So it's Finn, Liv Morgan, Dom, Carlito, and that JD guy.
The JD guy wrestles constantly. He's the only one I ever see wrestle when I would turn it on.
They're trying to get him over, I think, but I'm not sure if it's.
I don't think his like moves or like mic skills are kind of up there yet. But I think he could be on like the same trajectory as Roman. Obviously not as big of a star, but like, you know, if he practices, he'll get better because Roman was terrible.
Now he's the star.
Yeah,
now people love him.
Is he a heel or is he doing a face?
No, when he came back at SummerSlam and he's a baby face now.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he end up? He kept the title then, didn't he, or did he lose it?
He lost to the Cody. Yeah, he lost to the Cody at WrestleMania.
Is Cody? Well, that's what you're here for. So is Cody still riding the wave right now, or?
Yeah, they're still trying to figure, find stuff to do for him to do. I mean, I think I'm not sure if he's doing something with Kevin Owens. They're like buddies, but I'm not sure what's happening.
I'll have to tune in to Monday night, see what's going on.
Yeah. All right. So,
you know who I'd like to wrestle? I knew you'd like that transition.
Well, I mean, now I'm going to make it happen. You are obviously talking about our good pal Jason down at the dungeon where all your physical media needs can be met.
Yep.
He may not wrestle you, but if you go on East Broadway here in Maryville, Tennessee, hit the roundabout, look for Southland Books, drive around the building, you will find the dungeon. Jason's chained up down there, selling all sorts of merch, such as vinyl records, Blu-rays, 4Ks, DVDs, VHS, all sorts of things. So please go out and go out of your way to come to Maryville. Stop in, say hi. Talk to him about tarot cards. He loves that. They have them there. He'll even do a reading for you. We appreciate Jason. And if you don't live in the Maryville area, it's okay because next year, May 9th and 10th, you'll be coming to FrankenCon, hopefully. And while you're in the area, you can stop on by. FrankenCon is, of course, the horror con that me and Spooky Dude Corey run, and it's in its 4th year next year. We just announced Michael Berryman and Rhonda Shear. So go to FrankenConTN.com. And you can also find Jason over on Instagram and Facebook at Southland_Dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Now, can we talk about Maxxxine?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you think X came out in just a time that horror movies were a little down?
Well,
like original horror movies?
X came out 2022. I think.
I mean, we were just coming out of COVID.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I haven't watched any of the behind the scenes stuff because I think I saw all these in theaters, except for Maxxxine. But so I don't know. They wrote all these kind of during COVID, right? And then put them out.
I think so.
So maybe out of necessity of not being able to work with a huge cast and a huge studio and have all that involvement, they kind of took it upon themselves to make this. But as far as like what you were asking, if it came out at a certain time and all that stuff, yes and no, because I mean,
we've been getting the
2016.
Scream movies and all that. I mean, horror has been on the rise, but I just think,
Yeah.
I mean, as far as originality, you know, we don't see a whole lot. I mean, in Hollywood in general. I mean, we do if you look close enough, you know, with Cuckoo and, you know, Neon's putting stuff out and A24 is putting stuff out. And that's the stuff that's original that they take chances on. And
that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, you know, 2014, 2015 really kind of kicked off the reemergence. I mean, I think horror was on a decent trajectory, you know, maybe going like, I gotta do it this way, kind of going like this. But I think like 2015 really angled it like higher, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because we came out of the Eli Roth era and stuff like that after 2001 and through like 2007, the little group guys, what are they called?
The Splat Pack.
Splat Pack, yeah. Yeah, so we come out of that,
and then we went to a foreign thing. Like I remember from like 2006 to like 2011,
there was the extreme horror from like France and all those. And then we kind of came back here. We got the revival with the Mumblegore stuff, so we get like You're Next, all the stuff that those guys are doing, the VHS movies, stuff like that. But I feel like, you know, mid 2005-ish to like 2015, there was a lot of straight to DVD stuff that was kind of like decent. And that's kind of where we were mostly. But then we get into the quote unquote elevated horror stuff. And then I think it kind of has taken off since then. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that reasoning or anything in general?
I don't know. I mean, I think originality is really where I'm coming from. I mean, we had some, you know, like right there, but I mean, in general, you know, we got the like Godzilla stuff, the monster. Everybody wanted to do this Dark Universe and Monsterverse. MCU kind of kicked off this thing where everybody wanted this shared world, and none of it's really worked. I mean, Monsterverse has, I guess, but with Godzilla and King Kong, but
the Mummy failed miserably.
Huh?
The Mummy that they tried to do for the monsters.
I saw it in a theater, man, and
I wanted
to like it.
I was like, hey, let's just call this Mission Impossible like side story, and we're good, because he basically just plays Mission Impossible. You added the Mummy, and you got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or whatever. But
that was kind of cool.
I did like that, and I was like, wow, that's gonna be cool. And I remember some of the names that were attached to like the monsters.
I mean, Russell Crowe was in Hyde.
Yeah, and some of the names for the stuff that was supposed to follow this, if it was a success, and it just really wasn't. But
I remember right before COVID, we had The Invisible Man. That's the last movie I saw in the theater before the COVID shut down, and Invisible Man was awesome.
Yeah, that was good too. I liked the whole suit thing, but I watched that one during COVID because I think it came out on Peacock.
Well, and then we had Sick. You know, it came out. It was straight to streaming, I think, and I don't know. It just felt like horror kind of like went missing, sort of.
I think
Netflix kind of did, but they were
Netflix still kind of played a part of that though too, because they were getting a lot of originals. Like they got Hush, that was real good.
Yeah.
They did those two other Stephen King adaptations that were pretty good around this time.
Oh yeah, Gerald's Game
and Gerald's Game. So there was some stuff, but it was like it wasn't like I think like what you're talking about is like the theater experience with movies.
Yeah, no, I mean for sure. I mean, you know, and then you know with X, I mean, I hadn't seen them do a trailer for another movie after the movie.
Yeah,
I don't know, since Back to the Future 2. I mean,
yeah.
So if you stayed around, you got to see the trailer for Pearl, which it was already out. we knew that they were. I mean, I did because I can't hide from spoilers. So I knew that there was a prequel made and that the trailer was after the movie. So
yeah,
that's about it. But all three movies. I just think X came out at a really good time where people were wanting a good slasher. I consider it a slasher, right?
yeah, and I think that cycle needed a reset, which it sort of took a break from because all this, like I said, elevated horror. So we weren't getting like the typical teen slasher going around getting everybody. But X came around, and I think that one did play a big part in kind of revitalizing the subgenre of that.
And there's some big stars in this one that weren't really stars yet. Although the one guy kind of is. He's on the Virgin River that my wife makes me watch.
Virgin River
on Netflix. He's the main. He's
Martin,
the producer guy.
Oh, I don't know their names, but
No,
I'm looking at them.
Great.
I'm not going to bring it up because I don't care.
Because isn't Wednesday in this?
In X?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's in there.
Jenna Omega or whatever her name is.
Jenna Ortega. Yeah.
I mean, I almost said Jenna Jameson. So get what you get.
I mean, she played a role like Jenna Jameson in X. So yeah,
that's true.
Sure.
Yeah. So I mean, the movie had stars and made a star out of Mia Goth.
Yeah.
So we got X, and then we got Pearl. And we've talked a little bit about those. We've covered both of those in the archives, so you can dig them out if you want. But what I like about this franchise is like all three are completely different movies. You got the modern, sort of the 80s, 70s, 80s slasher, 70s slasher of X. And then you get the, 40s Technicolor Pearl.
Yeah.
And then you get a Giallo, basically an 80s Giallo.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that, but there's definitely Giallo influence.
I mean, I think it is a Giallo. I think you can. I think I can fight more for that it being a Giallo than it not. It's a mystery. It's fucking weird. It's got crazy characters. It's got the black glove.
Yeah. So I'd say it's like 33% that, maybe 50. I don't know. Depends how much I really want to get into it. But I'd say it's like a 50-50 split with Giallo and satanic panic stuff.
Yeah.
Like satanic panic horror.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's got the like glam rock stuff in it. It's like perfect mix of 80s. That's one thing I want to give him credit for before like we say anything else. Like he really captured the feel of like the grimy 80s stuff, like early 80s stuff that was going on, I think, in California.
Yeah, I think so too. And I like the fact that it's not so Mia Goth centric. I mean, it is, but it's not like this performance like Pearl,
Right.
So I like that it was more of an ensemble cast, and we get Kevin Bacon, who's fucking amazing.
Yeah, so good.
He's so good.
He was in that that other pandemic horror movie I watched anyway. It was the one where he was the counselor at the like convention.
Oh, I never watched that. Yeah, I didn't watch it, but was it good?
Yeah. Well, the movie not so much. He was good. The movie was fine, but he was good in it. I always think he's good in pretty much everything he's in.
What was he just in?
Maxxxine.
Huh?
Maxxxine.
No, I understand that, but maybe. So I watched The River Wild. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, it's good. It's on Netflix. It's a drama about whitewater rafting, and Kevin Bacon's the bad guy, and he's amazing, and John C. Reilly's his like partner in crime. It's great.
I know what movie you're thinking of that he was just in.
What?
Beverly Hills Cop. Axel.
Oh yeah, he's so good in that.
Yeah. I didn't see that still because I still don't care all that much about
it's so
Beverly
good.
Hills Cop because the theme song gets on my nerves. But yeah. Oh, and so he's I just looked and he's in The Toxic Avenger.
He's in what?
Toxic Avenger that got shelved.
Well, I know he's in that.
I didn't realize that.
I think he's the bad guy.
Oh, well, good. Plays a good bad guy.
Yeah. But I like him in this. He's not the bad guy in this, not like the main bad guy, but he plays a great role. So, I mean, the movie's kind of simple, where it's about Maxxxine trying to transition from porn movies to regular mainstream movies. She's gotten a job in the sequel of a very popular movie that was out, and but her friends start dying off.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing that makes it Giallo.
Yeah, Giallo slasher. I mean, one came from the other.
It's a Giallo, motherfucker.
I mean, I didn't see one bottle of J&B that's in every single Giallo. By rule, they have to have a J&B in there. I don't know why.
All right.
But we did get the the body shot of our killer at times, the black gloves, all that kind of stuff. So yes, that's very Giallo.
The weirdest scene ever that was straight up Giallo was her in the alley with that guy, and I
want to talk about that, but we can't because
it's so weird. It's just, it doesn't fit the movie. It's just weird. I enjoy it, but it's weird. It's weird.
The stomp.
Yeah. But we won't spoil stuff for y'all because these are newer movies, and Maxxxine, I think you should watch. I mean, the end, some people I know have a problem with it. Some people don't. I don't really care. Like, it tells a story. It tells a pretty good fleshed out story from the very beginning. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think the way he captures the feel of the 80s, the nods to the different genres of stuff he's putting in there, not just writing one character. All the characters that are in this feel like they have a good voice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Kevin Bacon's voice is good in it. The killer guy, not the main bad guy or whatever. The main bad guy is like, he just through like what we've seen through the movies, we kind of feel like we know he's just like a weirdo and all that stuff, you know what I mean? We get that because of the writing's good. Mia Goth, again, very good in this. I've only seen her in these 3 movies. I know she's in A Cure for Wellness, but I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
I'd like to at some point, but I don't really. I'm not in any hurry to like go look at it or watch it. But
she's also in another one.
I think so.
The Cronenberg movie.
New or the Body future of
I don't know.
Crimes of the Future.
They're in a fountain or something. They're in a hot tub.
Is she in the Infinity Pool?
Yeah, Infinity Pool.
Okay. I don't think that's Cronenberg, but is it? It might be Brandon Cronenberg.
It's his son. It's his son. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. My buddy James said, he told me to watch that a while back. He said, "Oh, I think you'd really like it." And I was like, cool. And then I just didn't watch it because when people tell me to do stuff, I'm like, I'm not gonna do it.
Fuck you. I'm not doing that.
So, but yeah, this is a good movie to end the trilogy on. It's a good, like, well-made movie, well-written movie, well-shot movie, all that stuff, well-acted. Yeah, I didn't have too many complaints about it. Was there anything that bothered you about it?
No, I was just excited for it, man. And I love the music in it. I liked the cars in it, like just the whole feeling. I really dug it. And then I liked the grimy side of like LA. Kind of reminded me of Basket Case, like with New York. And I love the Hollywood sign at the end where they utilize that as kind of the final act.
Yeah. I liked that they tied in like real life stuff to it too with the Night Stalker.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a spoiler, but
no. Yeah, I think out of all 3, this is the one I would rewatch.
So yeah, I was thinking about that too after I finished this because I was talking with my friend Casey about it, and he's like, "So how would you rate them?" I said this, and I mean, it's kind of hard to rate them because they're all so different. Like
they're all good, but I mean, I do think rewatchability is a thing we should take into account. And X, I tried to rewatch it, and I just didn't dig it as much because I liked it when I first saw it, but then
I've
I don't
only
know,
seen it
there's just something
once.
about it. Yeah, same. And then I tried, and then I was like, oh, I'll just. I mean, I bought it on Vudu and or Fandango now, and I watched like half of it, and then I never because I was going to watch them all, or at
Yeah.
least watch X because it follows
Right.
pretty
Yeah.
much, kind of. I mean, there is a time jump, um, but yeah, I just think Maxxxine for me has the most rewatchability to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd
It's
say that
brighter. I
one
mean, X is
probably.
just a dark movie.
Yeah. I would probably watch this first, and then I would probably say the other two are kind of tied. You know what I mean? Just because
Yeah,
if I want to watch like a character driven piece where it's just focusing on Pearl, I'd watch Pearl. If I wanted to watch more of a like kind of a grimy backwoods slasher type thing, then I would go back to X. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm glad Ty West was able to do this and Mia Goth too. Really.
No, yeah. I mean, it's cool. I mean, like I said, I like all three movies. But I do enjoy Maxine. I think a lot of people didn't like it. I think their expectations were way too high, and I don't think anything could have met them. Uh, so
I
it
mean,
is
for
what
this
it is.
one, I noticed the promotional for it. Like there was a lot of push behind this
Oh
one,
yeah,
whereas the other two didn't have that. But they were so successful because they were good that
yeah.
it led to that extra budget to push for the. I mean, it's probably one of the top earners in horror for the year if we were to look it up.
Um, maybe. I mean, I want to say there's something else that you're not taking into account. I mean, I don't guess it's horror, but that Civil War came out of nowhere, man, and just like I think it's more of a drama, but they do bill it as a horror.
What is it?
Civil War.
Marvel?
Also, huh?
Marvel?
No,
All right, I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, no, I mean, well, I'll look
whatever.
up.
It's an A24 movie. It's the biggest
Oh,
A24
okay, yeah, yeah,
movie that they.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's the most successful A24 movie so far.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, the one called Civil War.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about now.
I haven't watched it.
Neither have I. I didn't want to.
You didn't want to.
I mean, I do, but I don't. It just felt like a weird time with the elections and all that, and you're probably a character painting them a certain way, and it's this guy represents this guy, and I just didn't want to watch it right now. So, but I do want to watch it because it's Alex Garland that directed it, and I mean, everything he's done, I've kind of been on board for. But yeah.
All right. Well, I think we both recommend Maxine. I think you should check it out, and hope you enjoyed our non-spoilery review and talk about it. And a show and tell is
Mm-hmm.
always fun. You can follow us to see the show and tell. You can follow us on YouTube at Night of the Nerdy Laser. You can email us at nightofthenerdylazar@gmail.com. And you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X.
Yeah,
And
follow us
Facebook.
on TikTok because I still can't get over how you lost 40 subs because
Hey, I'm going back up.
hey, there you go.
Yeah.
There you
I'm
go.
going back up. I'm because I have that $20 pass. So when I go to the movies, I do a
Oh yeah.
review
Yeah.
on the X or on
Yeah.
the TikTok. So yeah, follow us on all those social media things, not a nerdy laser. And what else can they do, Jeff? Absolutely free.
No, they could go right on to Apple Podcast or Spotify or anywhere else that you eat podcasts, and you guys could subscribe to those. Give us a rating on those as well. Most of them have a 1 to 5 star rating. We did appreciate a 5 to help the algorithms go. And I think with Apple Podcasts, you still get reviews. So if you guys got 20 seconds like extra in your life, I know nobody has 20 seconds, but if you do, you could go on there and give us a nice little review and let people know that we make fun stuff.
Yeah, share us with your friends. Tell your enemies. Do whatever you got to do to get the word out about us. We'd appreciate it. and we'll keep giving you these this kind of entertainment, whether you like it or not. So, what should they do, Jeffrey?
They should keep it bloody.
Because somebody has to while they're trying to be a star. I want to be like superstar, like that.
Molly Shannon.
Yeah.